Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? Whew, another hot day up here in Michigan. It's burning up. Um, I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm burning up. Having hot flashes on top of the heat, so I'm hot. It's too hot. I want it to cool down some because haven't been sleeping well in this heat. So we just need a nice balance here in Michigan, a good balance. That's what we need. It's burning up. How's the weather where you guys are from? I don't know. It's just I love warm weather. I don't get me wrong. I love warm weather. I'll take the heat over the cold, but a good comfortable temperature, warm temperature, it's fine with me. 90s is too hot, and plus it's humid. It's humid out here, and I don't have any air conditioning in my house. I got a bunch of fans. I got a window unit, but it's so old, it's loud, and I got to get another one. And I'm thinking about central air, but that costs an arm and a leg. Anywho, I want to talk about Mommy Chrissy's, Strongmommy Chrissy's, um, one of her lives that she did. She made some comments about she was talking about her reactors, and she had made some comments about, she said something about old ladies or old lady reactors or whatever. She said, well, I don't want to call them old, but but I was a little offended. I gotta admit, I was a little offended by what she said. At first, I think I looked at it twice. I think I saw the live twice. I don't know. At first, it kind of went over my head, and then I saw it again. And I was like, wait a minute now. I said, I was a tad bit. I love Chrissy and everything, but I was a tad bit offended by what she was saying. Now, I don't know if she had included me in that statement. I don't know. I don't really call myself a reactor. Like I said, when I come on here, it's either I'm offering some constructive criticism, some words of wisdom and advice, or I'm saying something positive. I don't get on here and bash the mommies. But I gotta admit, I was a little offended by that comment. My thought was, when she first said it, was, excuse me? I'm like, well, Chrissy, you need to listen to us older ladies, these us old ladies on here. Because she said something about, well, I wouldn't mind if that one of them came back and said, well, I was young, and I used to do that and everything, but she said she didn't care for the ones that act like they ain't never done nothing when they was young. And so I guess I can kind of, in a sense, kind of understand that. I mean, like when I was her age, yeah, I told you guys, I was very frank with you guys. When I was her age, I liked to get my swerve on. I used to like to get my swerve on when I was her age. But then, as I got older, I realized, not too much older than that, I realized that it was very detrimental, and just I wanted to serve God, and I didn't feel right. I didn't feel right. I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't, and I know I didn't already kind of been where she's going, just not at her level. So it's like my thought is she needs to listen to us older ladies. Yes, I'm one of the ones that have been there, but because I've been there, I'm able to tell her, and I'm able to talk to her and tell her, okay, this is not going to work for reasons A, B, and C, and explaining to her the reasons why it's not going to work. What you're doing is not going to work. It's not going to help you. It's not going to benefit you. It's not going to benefit your kids, because I didn't already been there. The reason why I know is because I didn't been there. Not at her level. I wasn't at her level, at the level where she's at now. I wasn't doing it to that degree, but been there, done that. So I'm not going, and I've said that many times on my channel. I'm not going to come on here and act like, because I haven't always been a witness. I haven't, I was in the world at one time and I was doing like what everybody else was doing, but I just come to realize that it wasn't benefiting me. And I was out of the will of God. And if I wanted to line up with His will, I needed to make those changes. And like I said in my other video, check out my video where I'm saying a woman knowing your worth and walking in your purpose. Check out that video. Go check. Please check out that video, because it's when as a woman, once you learn your worth and you start walking in your purpose and everything, and you learn your worth, then you realize, that you're not gonna want to deal with that mess no more. So, yeah, I'm one of the old ladies that she mentions. Okay, I've been there, done that, and I'm here to tell you it's no way to go. It's going to be detrimental to you. It's going to be detrimental to your children. When you're a single mother, you just got to move differently out here. When you're a single mom, you just got to move differently. You can't do, things like, run around like you don't have any children, because what you're doing is going to have detrimental effects on your children. Because your children, and she says, well, the oldest children, my children don't know about my other channel. Well, I think that she's being naive, because the oldest children probably do know, and they go to school, and other kids, and all that kind of stuff. I think that she's kind of being naive in that sense, and thinking that they're not gonna know. Her oldest children are what, preteens. So children are, I used to work with children. I used to work at a daycare. And you know what? One thing I learned when I worked at that daycare is, like, children are a lot more smarter than what we give them credit for. They are very smart. They're sharp. And they're a lot more smarter than what we give them credit for. And children, even at a young age, can be sexualized. They could be sexualized or get familiarized with sex even at a young age, if they are in a position to where they're viewing certain content or whatever like that. I learned a lot. When I worked at the daycare. These children are sharp. They're smart. They're a lot smarter than what we give them credit for. We don't think they don't have no sense because they're not smart because they're little. No, all children are is just little people. They're little people. That's how they are. They're very smart. And so for her to say her oldest children don't know, or her children don't know, I think she's being naive with that, because they do know. The oldest one's definitely gonna find out. They're definitely gonna know. And you got to be careful what you do around them. You have to be careful what you expose them to, because you don't want to send a message. And another thing she was saying was that she was telling her daughter that she need to abstain until marriage, and she need to wait till marriage to have children, and she don't want to wind up like her, which I think that's excellent advice to give your daughters. However, when I heard that, I said, Mommy Chrissy, you need to lead by example. If you're telling your daughters to wait and abstain, okay, well, you need to be doing the same thing. They need to see you abstaining, and need to see, even though you messed up and you became a single mom, they still need to see you practicing abstinence. If they see you practicing abstinence and abstaining, then okay, that might encourage them to follow suit. So you can't tell your children one thing and then turn around and do another, because they're going to do what they see you do. They're not going to do what you say. They're going to do what you do. Okay, so you have to be careful of what you're exposing your children to. So when she's telling her daughters that, which is an excellent thing, it's a beautiful thing. But then you gotta. When my first thought was, when she said that, was, okay, Chrissy, you gotta lead by example. As parents, we have to lead by example. And I knew that. When I decided to make changes in my life, I know my number one thought was, I didn't want my son to be seeing me get involved with different men. I didn't want to send a message to my sons that it was okay for women to be treated that way, that you just get what you want to get out of them and then go about your merry little way. I didn't want to send that message to my sons that that's the way that they should treat women, because it will set the stage for them to feel like they can disrespect women. And I didn't want to put young men out into the world to have that mentality. So I knew I needed to make changes as a mother. I knew I needed to make changes. I knew that I had to start watching my conduct as a mom and start leading by example. And so they didn't they didn't abstain, but at least my oldest son, I was talking to my oldest son, and he was we were talking about some of the things that young mothers do around their children and what they expose their children to. And I said, I know that I said, I know I wasn't a saint, and I know that I might have exposed you guys. He said, Mom, trust and believe me. He said, Mom, you're an angel. He said, compared to what some of these he said, compared to some of what these young ladies is doing, he said, Mom, you is a saint, you is an angel compared to what some of these other young ladies is doing. So that's what he told me. So I don't think he would have said that if I didn't make that change years ago, when I was in my mid-30s, when I decided to change my life. I don't think he would be making that comment. So that's what I'm saying. You need to lead by example as a parent, even if they don't. The Bible says teach a child up in the way they should go. So, but as parents, we have to lead by example. So that's wonderful that she's telling her daughters that, but then she needs to follow. She needs to lead by example. She needs to show them through her example, abstain, and then maybe they will be encouraged to follow suit. Or otherwise, if she keeps doing the things that she's doing, she's setting the stage for her daughters to be someday in that same situation, single moms. Even though she told them not. Children do what they see us do. They don't do what, you know what I'm saying. So her children seeing her do that, her daughters seeing her do that, it's gonna be detrimental. She's got to make changes. Okay, well, I this music is playing out here, so I gotta get in the house because I don't want to get no copyright. But yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's what she has to do. She has to lead by example. So I was a little offended by it. I gotta admit, I was a little offended by that comment. But my thought was, Chrissy, you need to listen to us older ladies. While you talking, you need to be listening to us older ladies, because we know what we done been there, done that. We know it's nothing good in it. Particularly, when you're out of the will of God, nothing good is going to come out of it. She think it is, but it's not. It only leads to the road of destruction. It only leads to the path of destruction. So she needs to listen to us old ladies, as she call us. Okay, but you know what? I ain't mad, because you know what? Yeah, I'm older. I don't consider myself an old lady. Well, sometimes I feel like that, but you know what? I got wisdom that comes along with this age that I'm at now. I've acquired a lot of wisdom. So, okay, so, okay, call me old. You can call me old, but there's a lot of wisdom that comes along, and a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge, and that comes along with this age. So, oh well, I ain't mad at you, but at the end of the day, she might want to sit down and listen to some of us, because, okay, we got some good advice to give her, instead of, knocking us. Listen to us. Maybe sit down and listen to us sometimes, because you might learn something. Okay, that's all I want to say. If you get a chance, get over there and check that video out where I'm talking about ladies knowing their worth and walking in your purpose. Get over there and check that video out. I'm going to try to get cooled down. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Peace and love. This is Sweet Jill.